Warhammer 40K.
A popular tabletop wargame set in a dystopian science fiction universe where humanity battles against various alien races and supernatural threats. It continues the story of Lieutenant Titus from the original game of the Ultramarines, a genetically engineered super soldier known as Space Marines. It continues and focuses on the fast, brutal combat against massive swarms of enemies, like the Tyranids, alien species that consume entire planets. The campaign follows Titus as he returns to service after being demoted, and investigated for the unusual strengths he displayed in the first game. Despite the suspicion around him, he is sent back into battle because the Imperium is facing a massive Tyranid invasion. The planet that it takes place on is Kadaku, a world under siege where Imperial forces are trying to evacuate civilians while Tyranids overrun the defenses. Early missions focus on holding key points and supporting the retreat. Avrax, a forge world belonging to the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Tyranids have infested its factories and machine temples, and the mission here revolves around investigating the corruption, protecting vital technology. The Miriam, a later war zone where Tyranid threat has reached a peak. This is where Titus' personal arc and full-scale invasion becomes together. Throughout the campaign, Titus fights along two other Space Marines, Sharon and Gadriel. They can be AI companions or controlled by co-op partners. The gameplay. There's 3 gameplay modes currently in the game. One being the campaign mode, as I previously talked about. Operation mode, or PvE, or player versus environment. It is a separate cooperative mode focusing on replayable missions. Objective-based PvE against Tyranids. Choose about multiple of Space Marine classes, level up, unlock gear, and play the missions for rewards. These missions are connected to the campaign, but offer different perspectives. 3. Being the Eternal War game mode. It is team-based. You have the Space Marines versus other Space Marines. And it's arena-styled matches. It's the Heretics versus the Astartes, as well as the lobby. Instead of being put onto a screen and says put a bunch of modes onto it, there is a interactive hub world known as the Battle Barge, where there's a massive spaceship, and then you can go to the Armory where one of the Mechanicus is there, and you can change your character, get different guns like the bolt pistol or the Neo Voltec pistol, or you can change your armor as well. So you don't have to be an Ultramarine forever. You can be Black Templars, Imperial Fist, Salamanders, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, and much more. Going in deeper to the Siege or Operation game mode is you choose a class before the match starts, and then you deploy into a defensive area with choke points, barricades, and elevated firing positions. Tyranids attack in waves of 5, starting with basic gaunts, then 2 warriors, then Confex types units, and then elite bioforms. Between waves you can reposition, resupply, and coordinate abilities. You can buy Cadian guards, or you can get your team to save up for one of the big mechs called a Dreadnought, which they are cybernetic combat walkers used by the Space Marines as heavy infantry support. They stand several meters tall and carry a mix of powerful ranged weapons and brutal close combat arms. They are not robots, they are actually living warriors, which is encased in a life support coffin. So if someone's suffered catastrophic injuries, their body is preserved and they can continue serving the Imperium until their dreadnought is destroyed. In the Siege game mode, you will hold points, protect a key structure like generators, relay, or artillery piece, and complete side missions like activating defenses or retrieving supplies or powering up the generator. You're not fighting the Tyranids only. You are fighting the heretic Astartes, or known as the Forces of Chaos. They are space marines who are corrupted and swore to fight for the 4 chaos gods: Kafon, the god of war, bloodshed, and martial pride; Tashish, god of sorcery, change, and manipulation; Nurgle, god of decay, disease, and endurance; Slashnesh, the god of excess, sensation, and obsession. These are not a unified army. They are a collective of groups bound by corruption and ambition, or devotion to the warp. There's Space Marines, Daemons, cultists, guards, traitor guards, or renegade militarum, and then Chaos Knights. The traitor guards, they are Imperial soldiers who have defected or were corrupted. A question might be, oh, what is the warp? And I'll answer that. The warp is a non-physical dimension made up of pure psychic energy. It reacts to motion, belief, and thought. It has no fixed law of physics, no stable geography, no true time. It is constantly shifting, violent, and unpredictable. It is not space in any sense. It's closer to a storm of raw consciousness. I've got my friend History to even get the game himself, and he describes the game as: the game has a feeling of excitement, of being in the shoes of a space marine, seeing your own customs marines tear through enemies. Still standing after many beatings is a feeling you just can't beat. The only game that can compare to this is Helldivers. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. The graphics, the gore, it just gives you that level of excitement. And the comparison to Helldivers is, with the Helldivers just screaming for democracy, so patriotic. To just see a massive mech fighting another same mech is just so cool. And the executions in this game is just so fulfilling when you're just getting your fucking ass beat. You finally land that last blow, and then you watch as your character just brutally murders it, brutally kills it. It fulfills you. And now we reach the part of the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I'm glad you took the time of your day to watch this video of me talk about a game that I really like and History likes. Thank you, and have a good day.